released. President Donald Trump on Monday was in Israel and Egypt to usher in a peace deal between Israel and Hamas, signaling the first step of many to officially ending the war in Gaza.
Yoni Diller was the survivor of the Nova Music Festival massacre back on October 7th of 2023. And since then, he has been on a mission to share his story and experiences to strengthen Jewish resilience and combat anti-Semitism.
So he's joining us here tonight with a preview of also an event that you're happening here in the capital city. Yoni, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, I wanted to ask you quickly, what's going through your head right now after we're hearing the news of just a couple of days ago with the hostages being freed? You were there back in 2023.
Right. Look, of course, it's really good news that we got our 20 live hostages back to Israel from Gaza. They've been going through hell for the last two years. Of course, they were held by Hamas. They were treated super bad, and I'm so happy they're back with their families. But what's happening right now, first of all, it's really good news, but there's still 24 soldiers that are missing in Gaza. They're not alive, they're dead, and Hamas is basically saying that they don't know where they are, and it's taking some time, so they're already breaking the deal. It just shows you how dishonest they are. And these soldiers should be back in Israel, should be buried respectfully, and be in Israel. You know, they shouldn't be, I don't know where they are. No one knows exactly where they are. They should be buried respectfully back to Israel. They deserve, they deserve that. And Hamas is basically just breaching the deal that we had. And it's a very sensitive topic, but they're not respecting what we agreed on, and you know. But on the other hand, we're very happy the hostages are back.
Yeah, I was reading some of your posts on social media. You talked about celebrating the hostages being released, but also this is one step. It's a long process. Elaborate on that.
So we got the hostages back, and right now phase number 2 would be really rebuilding and rehabilitating the whole human state. You know, imagine the hostages going through hell for 2 years, being tortured by Hamas in Gaza, and they have to really rebuild their whole mental state and their families as well. All the families that have lost, you know, dozens of people, and hundreds of people were killed, and this is kind of like a post-traumatic period where we all have to rebuild and give each other hope and resilience, and we got to be reunited. So this would be the most crucial moment. It's not easy. We're gonna pass it. We're strong, but we gotta hang in there, and hopefully the rest of the soldiers will be back in Israel, and we could also help rebuild Gaza again and replace the brutal regime that is already there by a much better regime that would help Gazans have a better life and not have Hamas in power, which are killing their own people and using them as human shields. Like for them losing human lives is a strategy, you know. For us, it's a tragedy, and for hopefully we can have a better quality of life. And I do see a normalization happening after this deal happening.
So for you, there's an event that's coming up. So that's kind of why you're traveling the country and kind of speaking. So talk about this event that's going to happen. I believe it's this coming tomorrow.
Right. Tomorrow's going to be the event. I've been speaking quite a lot since October 7th about also my story, and also about how I can give Jewish communities, also non-Jewish communities, some hope and resilience through my story. So it's kind of my therapy, coming and sharing it, but you know, it's not the whole point, just sharing the story. It's like what can you learn from it, and what kind of message I can convey to the people, whether it's fighting and combating misinformation and anti-Semitism that's been rising up. For example, I've seen all these riots in campuses. I've been in Harvard and Yale and Princeton and MIT. I've been to all these campuses, all these riots. I've seen all of them, and they're all about, you know, just violence. And I've seen in DC, and they've been sabotaging and doing graffiti on national monuments. And how do these national monuments have to do with their cause? And that was kind of really, really interesting to see, because that doesn't have anything to do with their cause. Then you got to question what's their real purpose. And what's interesting to see right now, when the hostages are free and basically there's no war in Gaza, I don't see anyone protesting again that Gaza is free from Hamas. I don't see anyone protesting. That's kind of interesting. That makes you wonder, are these protests actually anti-Zionist or anti-Semitic? And if
It's
there were-
definitely a lot, of course, going on with all of that too. But the good thing is that your event, I believe we have a flyer if we wanted to go ahead and put that up there on your screen of the event that is happening tomorrow. But we're going to go ahead and also put this on our website, WLTX.com.
You're welcome to come to my event.
I love that.
You girls are invited
Yes.
as well. VIP seats, hopefully.
Yes. And we'll put it on our website. Don't you all worry at WLTX.com.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And stay with us. We have more to come right here
Oh.
on Friends at 5.